stability testing in horses. Before we move on to the horse, I'm actually going to ask you to stand up where you are right now. Make sure that you've got a nice level surface around you. And what I want you to do is just lift up your left leg for me. How do you feel? Are you wobbly? Are you unstable? Do you have to grab onto the wall? Try and see if you can hold this leg up for 5, 15, 20 seconds. Place it down and then do the other one. Eventually, over time, once you feel stable, Dee's helping me out, thanks Dee. Once you feel stable and doing it on one leg, you can then start to ask someone just to slightly try and push you over. Can you stabilize yourself? And what do you feel? So when I'm doing this exercise, thanks to Dee helping me, I'm more balanced. But if he lets go of me and then was to try and nudge me, I would have to engage my core, my trunk, and stabilize myself onto the ground. Now let's relate this to our horses. I've called this the stability test. It's quite unique, right? Because we do this every day anyway. We ask our horses, hopefully, to lift the leg up and pick their feet out. Let's start with this left fore. I'm going to lift up his leg, ask him to. He does that quite nicely because he's quite an advanced horse and he's well balanced. What he did there as well is he moved that right hind very quickly to stabilize himself behind. This says to me this horse is quite stable in his pelvis and his back. For those of you that have young horses, you might lift up a front leg and they might lean into you. They'll be really heavy and you feel like you've got lower back pain. Another great thing is if you ask your farrier, how is my horse to shoe? Do they feel heavy? Are they being, not behavioural in a bad sense because that's how horses communicate, but are they showing you signs of discomfort by either trying to move off when you pick up a front leg or a hind leg, or like I said, do they just feel so heavy that you've got back pain? Note all this down. Speak to your professional about this. We need to make sure that there's nothing underlying and causing your horse to be this unstable, wobbly or heavy. So for me, he was quite even on this left fore, but let's do the same with the left hind. Good boy. Good man. So Dee lifts this up quite easy for me, but as you've noticed, I've adopted a very secure, safe stance for my back here because he's an older horse. He feels very stiff in this joint here and this joint here. So if I was to put more pressure up there, he would lift his leg, but in comparison to that left fore, it feels so much heavier. And I'm lucky because I know this horse, I treat this horse, but if he was a new horse and I was assessing him, lifting up that leg, I would be suspicious and start to ask questions like, why is that leg so stiff? And when we start asking these questions as owners, as horse lovers, we start to get to the answers that we're seeking in terms of what are our horses trying to tell us. Are they in pain? Are they moving well?